We have two different types of worm farms here. I did one of the courses that the Cockburn Council runs about 2 years ago, and they help subsidise the cost of buying the worm farm. So it only cost me about half the price if I'd have gone and bought it myself with the worms. And I set that up, and it took a while, and I did lose a few batches of worms, learning what to put in them and what not to put in them. But it's a three-tiered system, and you start with effectively the waste from your kitchen or your garden on top, the worms in the middle, and what they make, which is effectively soil, ends up in the third tray at the bottom. It does take a little bit of practice to get it right, but it works really efficiently, and they will eat anything, literally anything they will go through. So what goes into our worm farm is everything from our kitchen, including a small amount of meat waste and stuff, but not very much. Hair, I've got 3 kids with long hair, and the hair from the hairbrushes goes in, they'll do it. Paper towels, oily towels, like if you've wiped out a fry pan and you've still got oil on it, instead of throwing it in the bin, goes in the worm farm and they'll devour it, the whole lot. So how we collect our waste from the kitchen is we have a small plastic container with a lid on. So when we're preparing meals, scraps from vegetables, offcuts from certain like leftover pasta or leftover rice or something that didn't cook too well, all goes into one container. And it stays there for a couple of days, and it doesn't look the nicest, but it stays in the bottom cupboard out the way. So after a few days, that then goes into the compost. Things that are left over from a meal, like, so we've got 3 kids, so as much as I try, they don't always eat everything on their plate. So some of that, the dogs are lucky enough to get, the rest of it just goes into the same container. And that's what we call, that's the wet organics. So when we put it into our compost bin, it has to have other ingredients, like dry ingredients. So that can be leaves, branches, lawn clippings that have dried out a bit. We've also got guinea pigs, so they have a lot of hay and bedding and newspaper. So as long as you've got a mix of the two together, then your composting and worm farms will be fine.